Welcome, guys, to another episode of the Monkey Mind Journal. It's your boy Woozy, and we're back with another episode. It's March. I kind of blew it. Not really. February was a lot more busy than I thought it was going to be. Especially, I don't know how I thought I was going to record every week in February, just given all the plans that I had made. Which, I mean, the plans I made are good. I've got I got some good things in the pipeline. But before I get to all that, peep the fit. Hold on. Peep the fit. Feel me? Brown tie. Feel me? What do y'all think? 2024 for me, I'm on this thing called brown tie supremacy. I don't know where I got it from, but I guess it was just, I was just like kind of self-conscious about the fashion and things that I was doing. So with that, I was thinking to myself, like, how can I press myself to be more fashionable, but not also use more mental real estate? So one thing I've learned from a lot of the OG fashion designers is having a uniform. So like Moisfearless, Prada, Kanye kind of to an extent right now has a uniform or had a uniform. Trying to think who it is. Raf Simons. A lot of the greats have a uniform, and basically what that means is they have a select style that they either continue to wear or remix. So it's like Moisfearless Prada had a style where she's always wearing maxi skirts. So she knows every outfit she's gonna be wearing some type of maxi skirt. Or some people will have like a colorway, or I think a famous person with the uniform would be like Steve Jobs, who had the classic black turtleneck and the basic outfits they wear. With that, I felt like brown tie, something about just wearing a brown tie and reiterating the white shirt with a brown tie would be not only fashionable to me, something that I like, but it also will be just a little enough pizzazz that it's a little different. It's a simple thing. Just I'm happy with it. So shout out to Espy. She got me a Bellwoods golf jacket. So really like the fit on this. I don't know if you guys can see it. Sorry, I'm standing up too high, but it drops perfectly for someone my height. Got the motherfucking Doc Martens on. Stunting on y'all. Found these. Actually, fun fact about these, I found these at Ross for $50. So I really came up on these. Not mad at all. Anyways, I don't know why I did an outfit thing. Anyways, again, welcome back to the Monkey Mind Journal. Hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. Again, apologize about being MIA for the last month. I recently got a contract editing a podcast for somebody, for a group of guys. That contract is at $500 an episode. So they're doing 10 episodes right now, and I'm in charge of recording the podcast and editing the podcast. So we started recording that in February, and again, I don't know what I thought was going to happen, but I didn't realize how rigorous it might be. Now I'm kind of back in the flow of it. I had a lot of things already lined up on top of adding that to the schedule, which was kind of rough, but we're here nonetheless. In the vein of that, real quick, do me a favor. If you're enjoying the podcast, like, comment, subscribe. And if you got this in the newsletter, do me a favor. Forward this newsletter to somebody that you think will enjoy this. Again, I appreciate you guys who do consistently listen. I'm trying my best to keep it raw as possible, as you can tell with the random intro, but I really do enjoy this format as far as just kind of sharing my thoughts with you guys on the week. And in that, if most people who've been here for a while know, this was a blog first. And in the blog, I used to do this thing called the Song of the Week. So with that, I kind of wanted to bring that back. I wanted to bring some of the characteristics of the blog to this podcast. I want to go back to the blog. Right now, I just don't have the capacity with work and the editing and all that other stuff. I don't have the routine right now to kind of get back into finding the inspiration and also sitting there and typing a blog post. I kind of just would rather do something like this, which I enjoy a little bit more, and it kind of goes a little bit further. But if you guys are interested in the blogs, let me know. Either send me reply to this newsletter if you got the email. If you're on YouTube, also we're on YouTube. Subscribe on YouTube if you guys don't know. If you guys want to see the video version, see the outfit, that's at the Monkey Mind Journal podcast on YouTube. The link will also be in the newsletter. What was I saying about YouTube? Oh, shoot. Oh, dang, I lost my train of thought. But anyways, back to the song of the week. I want to bring some. Oh, it's easier with the YouTube video. I can chop that up and turn it into other content, which I plan on doing. So it makes it easier. Goes a little bit further, and the video clips will go a little bit further than a blog post might be, at least right now. But I do want to get back to it just because I love the craft of crafting a blog post. But nonetheless, song of the week. This week. Well, part of the reason, let me go into the reason why I even did start doing a song of the week. If you guys care for that backstory, I feel like for most people, especially my generation, I'm a 90s baby, 97 to be exact. And I don't know, music is just, something about music just, I don't know what my life would be like without music, honestly. Like, I can't imagine a world where you aren't able to listen to music anytime you want to. Like, I know there was an era when people were singing, and that was the closest thing you can get to music, but I'm so glad to be born in a generation where I can listen to music anytime I want to. Like, after this, I'm most likely going to put some earphones in and listen to some music. But I feel like it's just been an integral. Yeah, there you go. Part of my life. So I want to kind of share that with you guys. You know, my family, we're musicians. You guys don't know that, but my family has like a thing with music. All my family members are musicians. My sister, I think only my little brothers are the ones most recently who aren't into music, obviously given the generation shift. But like my uncle, my mom, my sister, my aunts and cousins, we all played some kind of instrument. I was a brass boy myself, trumpet and trombone. Here we go. Okay. So with that, I kind of wanted to share my song of the week. It kind of gives you some context into how my week is going and the thought I got going on, and let you a little bit more into my world. So song of the week for me is Somehow Some Way by Jay-Z. Fire song, classic. I think it's off the Blueprint 2. So I'm going to, the reason I picked this song is just because it's like a grind song for me. I came to Sacramento again with the mission of kind of like pushing this multimedia company brand thing, and getting this contract that I just recently got. It's one of those things where now that I'm in it, it's kind of like, again, it's that spirit of that song. And if you haven't listened to it, I would tell you right now, take a pause, go listen to it and come back. Because it's one of those things where it's just something about the beat. It's like a nice soulful beat, and it's got this bump to it where it's like almost like you just keep on moving. Like, somehow, some way, we gonna make it out the hood someday. Like, that's the chorus, and I really feel that spirit right now, where it's just like I've been grinding for a while, trying to make something work outside of a 9-to-5, and that's really the testament of my life at this point, is that somehow, some way, I'm gonna make it out the hood. Not that I'm in the hood right now, literally, but make it to the levels that I want to be outside the 9-to-5, outside the working class. So I'm really pushing for that. And before it was streaming, before that was real estate. We've moved different channels, but right now it's media, and it's been working for me. So somehow, some way. And that doesn't mean we're not going to get back to the other stuff, but right now, this is where we're at. This is the avenue, and this is what's working. So we're going to keep it pushing. So I wanted to share that with you guys. Let me reply back to Miss Mariana real quick. Yeah, let's get into the topics for the week. I don't have a lot of current event topics. It's going to be a lot of personal, a lot of update. Obviously, a month went by. And again, I kind of want this to kind of share my experience of what I got going on. not that you share my insight. I shouldn't even say experience, but my insight, just so that those who are watching can kind of see the growth. But hopefully, if you guys are in a similar position, you guys can take something from it. So again, I've mentioned it a couple times already, but give me a second. Sorry about that. That was Miss Mariana calling me, telling me she liked the edit I sent her over. But that's another example right there. I've been getting into recording other people's podcasts and creating content for them, or creating their vision, helping them create their vision. And a phone call like that is a good example of what I want to talk about today, where, getting these contracts as far as editing other people's podcasts, I was very nervous about it. And to be honest, it was because it was coming from a selfish place, in the sense of, if I do all this stuff for other people, how will I be able to do the things for myself? Which is, I think, is a relatable to feeling to most people. Like, why would I take the same skills that I have right now and apply to somebody else's thing when I can focus on my own thing? And I don't think that's a 100% wrong thing to do. But as I've been doing this experience, as far as helping other people create their vision, and kind of listening to them and processing it and giving them what they want, I've learned, what's the word I use? I've learned it's made me a better creator in my own sense. To give you an example, what she was calling me about is, in her video, she talked about code switching. And for every reason, not for every reason, I blazed through her edit pretty quick. So I wanted to add a little extra, create some more texture to it, add a little bit more, kind of keep people's attention a little bit better. So I put the definition of code switching in there, and learned how to create some graphics as I learned to get better with my editing skills and blah, blah. And that's what she was calling me right now, letting me know that she really enjoyed it. And, it lets me know that well, first of all, by doing that, I now have the skills to apply that to my own work and, create a better product for myself. But also seeing her excitement and knowing that she enjoyed it gives me confirmation that I'm getting better at my craft and I'm creating a worthwhile product, So very excited to be doing that. I'm also working with another two guys. Shout out to Chase and Nick. They have a podcast that we're working on. We're recording 10 episodes for a season. And working with them has allowed me to flex another type of editing muscle, which is like the more comedic style and stuff like that. Nonetheless, by working on other people's projects, it takes me out of my comfort zone and forces me to move with a higher standard. With my own stuff, I can be a little bit more lazy. I know what I want to do. I kind of got to flow what I'm doing and blah, blah, blah. But with other people's stuff, if somebody wants it a certain way, I need to figure out how to do that a certain way, and also make it look good, which is challenging. I'm not gonna lie. Like, with the edit that we did today, I woke up this morning and watched like 3 or 4 videos and had to combine all the skills together to create this thing that she's talking about. And yeah, it was kind of hard. I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't hard in hindsight, but it was a new muscle I was flexing, which made it more challenging. And with it being my stuff, if it wasn't as smooth, I might have gave it some grace and did it and let it be whatever. But with it being somebody else's product and having want to represent them the best way possible, kind of move again. We talked about a couple episodes ago about moving with the highest standard, wanting to create the best product possible. It forced me to learn how to actually do it nicely, not like we're going to try this. If it don't work, we're going to reiterate on it in another situation. Like, no, highest standard, creating the best product, doing that. And yeah, I've been excited, man. I've been really happy in creating these different products and helping transfigure people's vision. So yeah, I'm excited. Helping Miss Mariana. I get that's a commission. Also, with chasing them doing commission, I've been really blessed this last couple months, and hope this continues throughout the rest of the year. So this year's looking great for me as far as business goes. Another personal thing I've been doing, I think I talked to you guys about monk mode. I don't know if I did, but in short, I'm doing this thing called monk mode where I kind of just basically detach from all like the fun things and focus on like discipline and kind of creating a routine that will help me like be super productive at the beginning of the year. So that way towards the end of the year, as things slow down, I'll be able to actually have more fun and it will be less. I don't have it. Basically at the end of the year, by the end of the year, I've done so much that I can genuinely relax and enjoy everything, especially as everything slows down. So with that, I have been slacking on the gym stuff. For whatever reason, I don't know why I just realized this, but I've been a gym rat, low key, like a subconscious gym rat my whole life. My brother was in football. My uncle played for NFL, and they've always been like athletes, and I've always like looked up to them and wish I could be in that vein, but never realized that like with my brother, I used to go to football practice with him. With myself, I wasn't the best athlete, but tried to be an athlete. And then even after school, like went to the gym consistently, like almost every day, if not every other day. Even to the point where I moved out and I had an apartment with a garage. I built my own gym. Like, have subconsciously been a gym rat, which is low key weird when I think about it in reflection. But with that, I was just thinking to myself, like, what's been missing lately, as far as something that keeps me grounded and I can do every day, and like something that keeps me challenged. And I haven't been going to the gym since I moved to this apartment. Since like last year, really, I was kind of going to the gym when I first moved to SAG, but it just, with everything going on, has been a lot. But now I'm making a firm stance. Again, with monk mode, you have to work out 30 minutes a day, but really making a big push on keeping a gym routine. I realized that every time like major shifts happen, I let the gym go. It's like the first thing I let go. When I moved out, it was the first thing I let go. When I first moved out of my grandma's house and got my own apartment, that was the first thing I let go was the gym. When I get new jobs and it's like a new routine, I kind of just let gym, like I don't try to make a routine around the job. I just let it go completely. When I moved to SAC, that was a little bit more acceptable because I went from having an in-home gym to then having to go back to the gym. And that was a hard thing for me because one, the money, but two, like just the fact of having to drive to somewhere to work out. I couldn't just walk downstairs and get to it. But anyway, I just want to get back in the swing of things. I got some body goals that I want to achieve, but right now I'm not even focused on those. I'm just focused on the consistency. I want to go every day, Monday through Sunday, Sunday through Monday, Sunday through Saturday, wherever you want to say it. I want to get to it. I really enjoy it. I want to be the best physical condition that I can be, especially as I get closer to 30. And I think now is the better time than ever, as things get busier and busier, to make a priority on it. So very excited about that. If you guys are into gym life, let me know. Are you guys into working out, not working out? Are you guys not gym? Maybe just do like activities, whatever it is. Reply to the newsletter or comment if you're watching the video. I really want to hear you guys' side. I want this to be a conversation. So if you feel like reaching out, reach out. Don't be afraid. If anything, if we get enough people reaching out, even if one person reach out, I'll talk about it in the next episode. So don't be scared. Get a shout out. One last thing I want to share on my personal life that I got going on is I don't know if I talked about it here again. I'm recently got promoted into the sales position, which is a good thing because it comes with a raise, comes with also new responsibilities. I don't know. I'm kind of nervous about it. I'm not gonna lie. Like, in my position that I'm in now, I work in the office, and I've been able to do some outside sales when it got slow, which has been cool. It's been fun in that way where it's like, oh, it's slow. I get to go out and do this and do that, that, whatever. And there was no pressure on it. Now with it being my position, it's a little bit more scary for me And I don't know why, honestly. I don't know why. Like, I understand why, because now it feels like it's one thing where you get to do it whenever you feel like it, but now it's, again, kind of goes back to the video editing. Now that it's my job, it's a little bit different. Like, there's no deadlines yet, but, you know, when there's like things that I need to do and people I need to get back to and blah, 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 and like points that I need to hit, it becomes a little intimidating and daunting. Nonetheless, like, I don't know, I'm weird. I kind of like it. I kind of like the push. I'm not a big like 9 to 5 kind of, I've never wanted to work a 9 to 5 for too long, but I do enjoy the autonomy, and I do enjoy being able to push myself to the limit as far as like kind of creating my own schedule and being a go-getter in that sense. I think it's dope, and allows me to kind of constantly reiterate what I'm doing versus just going to work, doing the same thing over and over until the clock runs out, and then going home and doing it again. Another thing I was kind of nervous about was, you know, just with the position comes more responsibility, and I didn't want to be nervous of. I was nervous about juggling both. I kind of didn't want to set this precedent that I'm gonna be doing this, and then when things start going good with the business, I dip. But shout out to my boss, obviously being a businessman. We had a pretty candid conversation about where I stand and what I'm trying to do as far as my future. And he understood that, which is another reason why he's kind of pushing me into the sales, because it's a good position where it's like, as I do good in this, I'll be able to, one, gain more business for the business. And it also helped me in my private endeavors as far as, you know, the video editing and stuff like that, and the podcast and the brand and whatnot. So it's like a one hand wash the other. So the better I get with it, the more I can apply in my own personal life, but also the more business I'll be able to apply to the business itself. So, and he's also understanding of what I'm doing outside of work. He even like wants to work with me in that sense too. So, you know, really blessed again to have such a dope boss, and I'm excited to keep working with him, and see where the future goes. So that's my personal life as far as work and everything I got going on. I don't think I missed anything. So I kind of want to, let me see. I got some things I want to talk about the week. I don't think I got some things. I think I got one thing dead serious. Yeah, literally I got one thing to share from this week. The only thing that stood out to me. And then I actually got a few gems that I want to share with you guys. So let's just get into the one current event I want to share with the week. And that's AMC, the movie theaters. Obviously, everybody who's alive knows about COVID. It was a devastating time. A lot of businesses got hit hard. Food industry, you know, a lot of people got pressed. People who were essential workers had to work through all that, while other people were slacking and not even just work through it, but work very hard. Another industry that got hit hard was the theater industry, because through COVID, a lot of people went to streaming, and a lot of companies bolstered their streaming services because people were at home. People were releasing movies straight to the streaming services and things like that, and, you know, made a lot of money that way. With that, obviously, people like Regal, AMC, Cinemark all struggled through that time. But now with people going back out, the theaters are on the rise again. With that, AMC has recently done some pretty cool things that I want to touch on. To kind of they've been. I really love that they're reinventing the theater experience right now. I don't think maybe these other companies are doing the same thing, but AMC is the only one that I know personally that has been doing some pretty cool things. So I wanted to share that. I don't know if you guys have known, but AMC had a deal with Taylor Swift to show her concert movie, her and Beyonce, to show their concert movies in the theater. And when I first heard that, I thought to myself that that's probably like the best idea they ever made, because I think about myself. I haven't been to many concerts. One, because it costs so much, but two, I just can't. I don't live in the places. I didn't live in the places that they're at. I lived in Fresno. Rarely would they come to Fresno. They would have to usually go to LA or something like that. Now being in Sac, there's a lot more here in Sac, so I might be able to go to some concerts pretty soon. But I realized, like, whoa, what if maybe I couldn't go to the concert, but I can go to like a concert like experience in the theater, my local theater at that, with a bunch of other fans like me. Bruh, that sounds lit. Like, I was just talking to my podcast mates on the other podcast I do, Special Friends Podcast, about the thing I like about concerts, or even like, really I like DJ sets that are focused on a specific artist or genre, because I like being around people of like mind who enjoy the same kind of music, because it basically becomes one big old party. So I feel like with the theater experience is kind of the same. Granted, I don't know what it's like. Obviously you're sitting in chairs, so it's a little bit different. I wonder if they would change that experience in a sense where it almost becomes, basically kind of remove the chairs or create more of an open space where people, I mean, maybe there's chairs at a concert, so I guess anyways, but I wonder if they'll work with the seating situation too when it comes to these concert experiences, because I think it's a great idea. I low-key want to go to one now and see what that's like, kind of wrap my mind around it. I wrote some things here. Oh, yeah, so I was saying with that, they're kind of more focused on creating experiences. And I think that's pretty cool, because as a couple years ago, I was thinking about it as far as everything. I just feel like nobody, that's with social media, YouTube, movies, I feel like people weren't creating experiences anymore. Like, we're just creating a product, pushing a product, creating a new product, push a product, create a new product, push a product, and that was it. There was no world building. There was no like after products. There was nothing after the product. It was just the product. You like it or you don't. Next product. It was no like world that was kind of being created around things, especially with some of the older IPs just being redid, or like what word I would use, remastered or whatever. Like, there was no. I wanted there to be more of a world like experience, or I've been yearning for something like that. And it's another thing that I want to apply in my own thing as I do this Woozy Media stuff, is kind of create a world of like an experience that people could feel like they're being a part of or want to be a part of. So yeah, I think AMC is doubling down on that. Not I think, I know they're doubling down on that. Even down to the buckets. I don't know if you guys saw, it was like a rave everywhere. The buckets, the Dune buckets, where they made these popcorn buckets that look like the worm. They're like $25. They're an expensive bucket, but they're a collectible bucket. And it made, like, just seeing that bucket and hearing that kind of took me back to a younger time. I don't know if anybody else remembers this, but do you remember at 7-Eleven they used to have like collectible Slurpee cups, where it'd be like Madden's coming out, so they have like a Madden Slurpee cup, or Simpsons movie was coming out, so they have like a Simpsons style cup and things like that. Like, yeah, it was simple as far as this, but have a graphic around it. You can get refill prices on it, this, now, whatever. They were expensive cups, but it made me think about that, and it made me think like, dang, the world really is like cyclical and goes around in a circle, because like that fell off for whatever reason, and now, or I shouldn't say it fell off for me. Like, I'm not paying attention to stuff like that, but now it's like that same thing is kind of coming full circle, and people are excited about it again. So I'm kind of excited for that, and seeing what the future of that looks like, and what other businesses kind of take on that. I was going to say something. I forgot my head. Train of thought. Come back to me. Oh, I was going to say another thing that's cyclical is like, I was kind of worried about theaters when I was thinking about everything going to streaming services. Like, oh, there's going to be streaming services. So like the theater's gonna be dead because who's gonna want to go to the theater? Like, yeah, I want to go to the theater, be around people, but I was feeling like people are becoming more antisocial. They don't want to go to. They would rather stay at home and watch a movie with their friends, their family, their boo, than to go to the movies and be with other people. Can't really talk. Just like it's like it's kind of like this awkwardness sometimes. And again, in reflection, thinking about this, thinking about the cycle of things, I was thinking like, that don't make no sense because I imagine the movie theater industry struggled when TV became a thing. Because I forget that theater's been around for a long time. So movies and even shows were shown in a theater because most people didn't have a TV. But as TVs became more common and more common in the house, I imagine that took a hit on the movie industry, in which they probably had to pivot and focus on something to get people back in the theater. So not realizing even like AMC has been around since like 1920, like 100 years, dead ass. Yeah, I think they should be able to. I think they have the ability to remix and figure out what they're going to do with the streaming era, and I think they're hitting it right on the head with the experiences. But also, a lesson we can learn from this is if you're out there creating content, if you're out there building a brand, if you're out there doing anything that involves people and them purchasing products or just being involved in something, we have to remember it's about world building. That's hard. It's easier said than done. But the more we can think about things in a holistic world building aspect, I think the better way we can win. I know people are scared about the future of AI and all that stuff like that, and that's cool. But one thing that we got over those mediums is the ability to kind of create worlds in our head. A good example is something like Fortnite. Like, yeah, Fortnite's a game, but it's also a community. It's also now a platform in the sense of like having digital concerts on there, having Lego. Lego. You can build stuff on there. Like, it's almost become like having like people creating their own community games, and what that creating that world aspect has been really, really dope. And I'm kind of excited. Oh, not even just excited, but I wanted to share that with you guys to remember when we're creating these things. A cheat code for me today to also apply to myself, but also for you guys to have, is not only how do we create great products, whether that be whatever it is, but on top of that, how we create a world. A good example of this is collections, fashion collections. Yeah, we can make a dope sweater. Yeah, we can make a dope shirt, and we can make a dope whatever. But how do we create a world with the collection in the sense of, okay, we're going to do an athletic collection. Let's do an athletic top, 2 athletic tops, some athletic bottoms, but let's also do a water bottle and, a fanny pack. And then on top of that, let's also do some events that are focused around that theme of athleticism that we're thinking about. If we're doing 90s basketball collection, let's do a 90s style fanny pack, but also let's do some pickup games in the name of the brand, or XYZ, whatever. Like, that's a good example of like world building in my head and through the medium of fashion. But I feel like you can apply it to most things if you just take the time to really focus on it. So shout out to AMC, very inspired by them myself, happy to see what's going on, can't wait to go on these concert experiences. Do me a favor, if you would go to one of those concert experiences, let me know. Or if you think the idea is bad, also let me know. Again, reply to this newsletter, or if you're watching a YouTube video, comment. I want to get your guys' thoughts on this because I think it's really cool, but we'll see. We will see. I think that's all I got. That's the only thing I had. I had something for a video game topic, but I don't know how I feel about it. Nope. Scrapping it. If anything, I'll probably put in the next one, but right now, not really feeling it. It's not giving. So I'm gonna go ahead and just share the gems that I had this week. I have a few gems, not even this week. This literally I've been collecting these over the couple weeks, but I got a couple gems that I saw that I want to share. So again, if you're watching so far, do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, rate 5 stars on podcasts, share this with somebody, forward this email to somebody so they can enjoy it too. You heard it here first. So recently I was on Instagram. There was a bunch of clips going around. Well, obviously there's a bunch of clips going around, but I don't know if you guys have known, there's a bunch of clips of an old white guy named Jim Rohn, classic like orator. I wonder if the speeches just went free one day and they've been given away, and now people have all these clips that they're using. But nonetheless, Jim Rohn clips have been going around for a long time on the internet, and I saw one that stuck out because every time I see one, I'm gonna stop. I love Jim Rohn with all my heart. One of my favorite speakers, keynote speakers, and I just feel like organic and just natural when it comes to sharing that type of information with people, getting a point across. But one of the things in the clip, basically, he said this: most of the answers you will find will be out of your own experience. So to give more context to the clip, he was talking about a mentor who told him, I can't show you anything. Like, the answer that you're looking for is going to come from your own experience. I can just teach you how to think. And again, if you guys want to watch it, I'll put the link in the show notes. So it was interesting to think about it that way, where we kind of go to these, like, you know, especially in his situation, people go to these events and are looking for the answer. People watch videos for inspiration, looking for the answer. People go to these courses looking for the answer, looking for, this is what I need to do. And I think it was important. I think it's great that he made that point where I can't really tell you what to do because your situation is different. No situation is the same. The principles are the same, but no situation is the same. I can't teach you what to exactly do, but I can teach you how to think about it, so that way you will find the answer. And I think that, to me, like, really, like, just binged around in my brain, because it makes me, because I'm notorious for getting into that motion of, like, I need someone to show me exactly how to do it. Like, who's going to show me exactly how to build a brand? I need steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I need all these steps so I can know boom, 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 boom. But it's like taking a step back and reflecting. And a big thing I've been doing is studying people, like creating my own mentors. Virgil Abloh talked about, you know, having mentors, and not just in the sense of like actually having a person, but studying somebody's work. You know, Virgil's a good example. Like, he kind of posted everything and shared everything. So like going back and watching what he did and understand why he did what he did. And in doing that, you will learn what to do. Kind of like with the AMC thing. Like, no one told me explicit that you need to create a world and this is what the world needs to look like, and it's not whatever. But understanding that these brands that have sustained for a long time create these worlds and create this world-like experience to keep people engaged. And also another lesson you can learn is keep on pivoting, keep on changing the formula, keep on reiterating. Like, these are things that I learned from watching other people, but I won't ever go to a keynote speech and they'll give me that exactly. Like, this is what you need to do right now. Like no, I have to be aware of the scenario, of what's going on, the world that we're in, learn from that, and find the little things that I can apply in the moment to get the ultimate goal that I'm looking for. So I think again, I just want to share that with you guys, because I feel like you might be in that space. I know I'm in that space still, but you might be in that space too, where it's like, I'm looking for the exact answer of how I'm gonna do something. Like, I need somebody to tell me exactly how to do it. And don't get me wrong, there's some people who can help you in a sense of like a genuine mentor who's in partnership with you and help you, guide you. But to get to that next level, you're gonna have to get to a point where you can do it yourself, and you can continue to find people above you and learn from those people, and bring it back down to where you are, apply it to get to that next level, and keep doing that to elevate. So Really dope clip. Watch it. Posting it in the link. Check the link in the bio for it. Another clip is a clip of Bryan Cranston. If I remember correctly, Bryan Cranston is a comedian. Let me double check. I was fired off. I want to say Bryan Cranston. No, he's an actor. Bryan Cranston's an actor. I'm gonna pull up a picture of him. Give me 1 second. Bryan Cranston. Oops. Did I spell it wrong? No, I spelled it right. Bryan Cranston. American actor and filmmaker. Okay. We've all seen him. It's the guy from I believe it's the guy who plays the main character from Breaking Bad. You guys see that? Hold on. See that? Bryan Cranston. He was given doing a keynote or a panel in Chicago, and a clip came out where he basically was talking about how he saw someone doing a marathon one day, and immediately he said, I could never do that. But then his brain immediately retorted and was like, wait, why wouldn't I be able to do that? And there was something like incredibly raw about that. He said he then spent the next year, running a marathon, like training to run a marathon. He ended up running a marathon, and it speaks to the idea of like the self-limiting self-talk we have sometimes. Even with like the gym, like I have my gym goals, and it's like easy for me to be like, I'll never look that way. I'll never be able to have a 6-pack. But I have to also think, we have to also think that why not? I mean, it's not like you ask something crazy. Like I'm not 5'2" saying I want to dunk one day. I'm not asking for something. I'm not saying nothing crazy like running these physical feats that you can do. Most people should be able to do them unless they have something holding them back. But even then, we've seen people again kind of break the barriers. It's like the best thing about humans is that we continue to break the barriers and what we have got going on. So I really appreciated him sharing that, and then going a step further as far as keeping us, like kind of giving that idea so we can be in remembrance and reflection of that concept that anytime we say we can't do something, what if for a second we just asked ourselves, why not? How many things do we shut down immediately that if we ask ourselves why not, we might be able to tell ourselves like we could do that. Like something that's on my bucket list right now is to fly in a squirrel suit. When they jump off a canyon, they got the squirrel suit with the parachutes. Because for me, initially, my thought is like, I'll never probably do that, honestly. I'll probably never do that. But I thought to myself, like, why? Again, the same concept, like, why not? Why wouldn't I be able to jump out of a plane or jump off a cliff with a squirrel suit and fly to safety? Like, there's videos of multiple people doing it. There's an actual like a roadmap to it. Like you have to do X amount of jumps, have X amount of hours, X amount of training. So it's like, I believe I'm capable enough to do such things. So why not? Why not push for that? And that's one of the things on my bucket list to do that. I don't know. I just want to, I don't know. I don't want to kind of like beat the point because it's a pretty simple point. But anytime you guys are like caught in a moment of something that's like, oh, I can never do that, I'm gonna stand on the sidelines and watch this because that can't be me. That ain't me. I ain't that one. I can't jump off the edge and do something like that. I can't run a marathon. I can't lift that much weight. I can't have that type of car. I can't have that type of career. I can't have that kind of responsibility. I can't XYZ. take a second, take a breather, in the nose, out the mouth, and think to yourself, why not? Ask yourself why not, and be honest with yourself, like, why not? Oh, I can't have a six pack because I love cookies too much. You don't think you can give up cookies for a little bit just to get a six pack? You don't feel like there's a way maybe of eating different kinds of cookies? You don't think you can only eat cookies on the weekend? Like, is there a way for you to still achieve this no matter what? And you'll realize that the reason why you're saying why not is more fear than it is the actual thing that's a literal, like a straight limitation for you. So yeah, shout out to Bryan Cranston for that. Really enjoyed him. By the way, I've never seen Breaking Bad. I'm so sorry. I might get killed for that, but never seen it. So sorry. I'm so sorry. But here we are. Another clip that I actually saw this week was, I lied. I saw this like a couple weeks ago, maybe a couple weeks earlier, if not last week. It was a clip of Inky Johnson speaking to a bunch of college athletes, and he was speaking about, basically, he was talking to the point that for those people who are talented, if they do nothing, ultimately that talent, their advantage will become their disadvantage, is the way he said it. And he explained it like this. Some people are so gifted that they don't go any further as far as having discipline, being committed. They realize, like, I don't gotta go to practice. I gotta show up and ball out of control. Some people are so gifted in that way. But the problem with that, and we've seen this shown in movies, is at one day you'll come to something that will like knock you on your ass, essentially. Sorry for the bad language, but that's basically what's gonna happen. You're gonna get knocked back, and because you've never been in a situation like that, you're gonna fold. 9 times out of 10, that's not a statistic, that's just saying. So he was saying, if you can basically have the foresight to have hard work, determination, commitment, and integrity, you'll basically get to a point where when you do hit that fallback, or you run up against a wall that you can't knock down, you won't second guess yourself. Because again, he says in the clip, the moment you second guess yourself, it's a wrap. And again, I think it's that last statement for me that really that really just gets me. You want to do things so that way you never second guess yourself, because the moment you second guess yourself, it's a wrap. Personally, I feel like I've definitely come to a lot of things in my life where who I am or what my abilities are have come into question. And while I cannot be boastful in saying that I've never been in a situation where I can't say I've been in a situation where I've never folded completely. I've never folded completely, but I have put myself in a position where I've second guessed myself. Who I am, my integrity, stuff like that. Like I've put these things into question before based on circumstances. And I ultimately had to put it on myself because in those times I also had got lazy in the person and growing the person that I am. So him saying that really hit home in a way that most things can't, because the ultimate goal for me is to get to that point where nobody can say anything about me Nobody can nobody can talk about me behind my back. Nobody can say much about me, because I know at the end of the day, who I am is infallible. While you might not like me, one thing you can never say is I did you wrong. One thing you can never say is I never cared about you. One thing you can never say is I don't give a fuck about you. Again, sorry for language, but one thing you can't say is I was never there for you when you definitely needed me. And that's in all circumstances. There might be some people who really don't like me, but I've never tried to put you down. I've never tried to suppress what you got going on. I've never had something ill will to say. Now, I might speak my truth about a situation, but I'll never have something where I'm just shit talking on somebody. Like, never, absolutely not. And that's something that I'm blessed to have. But again, like he said in his video, it's something that, and maybe take a step back, he's talking about work. I need to be that way in all areas. I want to be that same way about my work, where it's like, and I am that way at work. Like, nobody can ever, any of my old managers can never say that a nigga in the jar was not working. If they say that, they a motherfucking lie, and that's just on God. I know that with all my heart and all my being. One thing you can never say about Najjar motherfucking Thornton is a nigga wasn't putting his best foot forward and always trying to elevate the game and always trying to do what's best for the company. Because I ain't never, ever, 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 maybe my first job ever, just being a security guard, can't do much. But as far as all other careers that I've done, every time I put my foot on that motherfucking pavement, nigga was trying to do the best that he can do, trying to push the company forward, trying to, if there was something that I needed, also make it work not only for me but for the company as well. Like, and that's on God. I know that with all my heart and all my being, and I want to apply that same energy to all areas of my life, in a sense of my business that I'm trying to build, Woozy Media, in the sense of my career that I'm still currently in the sense of my friendships. Like, none of my friends can ever say that I ain't never try to check on them, I ain't never give a fuck about them. And if you do feel that way, I apologize. I've never meant to make you feel that way. But you can never say I did that shit on purpose. Like, I always check on people, always ask about people. Anytime I see somebody take the time to stop, I'm always going to be who the fuck I am. And I want to be with you, like he's saying. I want to constantly work on that and learn about that and reiterate and grow and just continue to be that person in all areas of my life. And in that, when I do hit a wall where somebody's like, and I've been there before, somebody tried to tell me somebody was so close to me that they said something about me that just like was like a 50 caliber bullet to the chest. Wow. And had to make me like sit back and think to myself, when I hit that moment, I can bounce back. Cause like, wait, hold on. I got multiple people who can tell me that I'm not that type of person. And that don't mean it's not, I don't mean that in the sense of like, just because a bunch of people say it's the truth, but I got receipts that show, wait, this is how you are in most situations. This is how you are in all situations. This is how you are, blah, 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 blah. And with that, I can never be fully like put down by somebody, because nigga, I know my work ethic. I know who I am. And yeah, maybe I create in the sense of like, I could put in, let me put the sense of this, of the business I'm doing. Yeah, maybe at one point I created a bad product for you. I haven't done this, but it's hypothetical. I created a bad product for you. I know that next time I'm gonna create a better product, period. I know that if I created a bad product, I did my best to create the best product I could. And I also asked you for feedback on how to improve. That's something I always know that I've done, and I'll continue to do. So yeah, I'm just really, as you can tell from the passion, it really just hit me in a different way. Especially with the different changes I've had as far as moving out, as far as moving to a different city, learning about credit, all these different things. Like, I've done all these things. Not only I won't even speak it in the realm of like by myself, but I've been able to do these things despite the obstacles. My mom did not have good financial health, and somehow I was still able to learn how to use credit effectively and be a diligent spender and be aware of my finances. I was not pushed to be the most what's the word I use, like academic, but yet I'm at a point in life where I've read many books and actually enjoy reading a book over some other things that people might enjoy doing. You know, these are things that are true to me. You know, even with this, like, I've been able to move to a whole different city with no safety net, no nothing, sleeping on the floor at somebody's house, and to be able to move to a point where I have an apartment and even start a new business in a city that I know nobody in. Like, I know that I'm blessed, and I have this ability that was given to me to push forward and given to all of us. So yeah, if you ever find yourself feeling less than, if you ever find yourself struggling with a circumstance, if you even find yourself getting high on your own supply, we always have to remember there's more that we can be doing, and there's always work to be done. There's always something more we can do, and there's always work to be done. Not in a way where you shouldn't take rest, because rest is important too. But never ever feel like you just that raw, that nobody else can teach you something, that nobody else can fuck with you, that nothing can stop you, because we know that to ultimately not be true in most situations. People have hit that wall before, and it destroyed them. Always be working hard, always be learning, treat people right, have integrity, have a good work ethic, and no matter what you go through, you always overcome. That's what I got from that, and that's on Cetus. Sorry, I don't know where I got that from. That last part was wild. So the last gem that I'm gonna share with you guys is, sorry, my notes got lost. My last gem that I'm gonna share with you guys is a Confucius quote. So this is a page I follow on my Monkey Mind Journal page. By the way, if you guys aren't following me on Instagram, we also have an Instagram where I'll be posting clips. Monkey Mind, I think it's actually MMJ Pod on Instagram. MMJ Pod. Follow that, run it up, like it, comment, subscribe. But the quote that is a page that I follow on there that shares different quotes, because I've always loved quotes ever since I was a kid. But one of the quotes that it showed, a classic quote, is, "The man who chases two rabbits catches neither." Simple, classic quote. But again, I want to share it here because you might have heard it before, but maybe this is what you need to hear right now. And to explain what he means by that is that we all have thousands, if not millions, ideas, concepts, and things that we want to do. But if we work on all those things at once, we'll never be able to achieve any of those things. We won't be able to achieve one of those things, if not any. So, as the quote breaks down, you have to stop chasing multiple things at once. We need to focus. And I believe this for a long time, and it's something that I need to kind of find a way to be in remembrance of more often, because I do also find myself in that where I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do the podcast, and I'm going to do the clothing brand, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, and with this, and not realizing that I only have so much bandwidth. I only have so much mental energy. I only have so much time. There's no way I can do all these different things at the same fucking time, especially by myself. If I had a team and we can split the team up, that's different. Right now, where it's just me, team of one, it's not happening, bro. We're not throwing in a South by Southwest level event, creating a podcast universe, editing people's videos, and also creating merch at the same time in 1 year. Like, bro, it's not happening. We got to pick one. Sorry, It's something I have to struggle to come to terms with. It is what it is, bro. We can't do it all. Oh well. It hurts. It sucks. I want to do all of it. I want to create merch. It's not happening right now. We don't have to just rock it out. But if you guys want this hat, let me know. Hat I made, producer hat. If you want to let me know. They're not on the website, but just send me a message if y'all like them, and I might think about it. They are for sale. But yeah, something that we got to be in remembrance of, because we ultimately will keep on running and be spread so thin that we barely moving the bar in any area. Again, I've seen it in my life right now. I first came down here, I was doing the clothing brand stuff. It wasn't making money. I didn't have the network here. Didn't have the networking skills as far as marketing on social media. Didn't have the brand on there. So I created a marketing tool that's the Woozy Media to, one, learn the craft and marketing, but also just kind of build an audience that I can then sell to. And with that, I've focusing that energy less on that and focusing more on the brand and building the brand and all that stuff has exploded in the sense of career, as far as creating revenue, but also as far as networking on a different level. Like, it's only so much you can do by, this is not 100% true, so I'm not gonna say it, but by focusing on the brand, I've been able to explode as far as outreach, as far as creating revenue to then help me later on do what I ultimately want to do. If I can get to the point where I can work for myself and I have a brand that I have a company that constantly brings in revenue, it won't be a question to then take a focus on merch and creating stuff like that, because I'll have people who are interested and I'll have the resources and the time to really focus on making that a unique and dope product. So yeah, that's like Confucius said, the man chases two rabbits, catches neither. Also, because I'm a Christian, sorry guys, there's also a Bible equivalent to that, and I want to share it. It's Matthew 6:24 and 26. And I'm not gonna read the whole quote, the whole verse, but the point that the part that I'm talking about is that he who serves two masters will end up loving one and despising the other. This is another side about having these different concepts and things in our brain. We have to understand that we cannot have conflicting ideas in our brain. It just doesn't work. Like, if you have conflicting thoughts in your head, like this verse says, you will love one and despise one. And it might not be the way that you think it is. I wrote an example here. I wrote an example like this. If you have a side hustle and a job and you divvying up equal time to each one, yeah, it may work for a little while, but it's going to get to a point where they're both going to be asking so much from you that you're going to have to pick one. And if you don't pick one and you stay in the middle, you're going to ultimately find yourself hating one and loving the other. And it might not be the way you think. You might actually start despising your side hustle, something that you love to do, because the client is screwing you over, the client's asking for too much, this, that, and whatever. All got screwed with all these different things, this and that, whatever. The money not consistent. You might start despising that side hustle. And you might start loving that job. Like, okay, the job, it brings, yeah, it sucks working a 9 to 5, but the check is every day and XYZ. So we have to be very careful when we teeter that line and stay and play the middle. There's nothing wrong, from my understanding at least. There's nothing wrong with starting with an idea and then growing into the other idea. There's nothing wrong with that, because there's obviously a gradual shift and transfer of power. But to try to withhold both ideas, like I'm going to work a job and have a business on the side, I'm going to try to live a holy life and also do some sucker shit on the side, live a worldly life. I'm going to treat women right, but also cheat on them. It's not going to work. It's not. You're going to ultimately have to choose. Like, you can't play the middle. Like, you're going to play the middle for so long. You're going to have to choose. And either you're going to consciously choose or you're going to subconsciously choose. And the subconscious, you're going to pick the path of least resistance. Always, always, always. We know that to be true. So that's another side of the chasing two rabbits, is serving two masters. We need to be very careful about what we actually want, and set intention. What we talk about, intention a lot, is a buzzword, but setting intention can't be more important, specifically in this instance of this verse, because with the intention, you ultimately always go with the option that is better and set forth at the beginning before the emotion set in. But if we, like I said, we just go with the flow, we gonna ultimately find ourselves in a worse predicament going forward. Because the side hustle takes too much energy. You don't even make that much money. Like, clients be asking for too much, this and that, whatever. But in the long term, that might put you in a better position and give you way more legacy as far as family, and give you more autonomy, and also provide more from the world than you working your regular job. And it might be vice versa too. I'm not saying the other one's not true, where, okay, I'm doing a side hustle, but ain't really doing nothing in my career. I feel more fulfilled and this and that, whatever. That might also be true. I'm not saying it's not be true, but we just have to be aware of what we're trying to do and what we're trying to achieve. And be very clear about direction. So that's all the gems that I want to share today. Sorry guys if I was long-winded. I apologize. And also, again, apologize to you guys for not being as consistent with this, but I'm trying my best. I'm trying to get to it. I'm working, I'm grinding. Content is getting put out. We fighting. If you made this far, do me a favor. Actually, no favors. If you made it this far, just want to let you know, I appreciate you. I love you. I hope this week has blessed you. I hope this week has been great to you. I want to let you know, I don't care what nobody's saying to you. You are beautiful. You are worthy. I know people aren't seeing what you're doing right now, but forget them people. I feel what you're doing. You get me? I understand where you at and where you're coming from. And it might not feel good right now, but when you're on the other end, it's going to feel great. It's going to feel beautiful. Stay blessed and stay focused. Thank you guys again for watching and listening to another episode of the Monkey Mind Journal. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And we out of here. Peace.